Welcome to the Biz Grill, where we talk about issues that matter to the state, void of politics, fear or favor. Former Lands Minister and Tamale Central Member of Parliament, Inusah Fuseini, has cautioned that allegations of members of Parliament pursuing personal interest could undermine public trust in Parliament and Ghana's democracy. In an interview, Mr. Fuseini said Parliament 276 members were given a clear mandate to represent the interests of more than 30 million Ghanaians. He said concerns that some lawmakers may be using their positions for personal gain should therefore be treated as a broader threat to democratic governance. We have over 30 million people in this country. 276 have been privileged in between the times 4-year term. They take decisions on our behalf because we have trusted them to do so. Mr. Fuseini said members of parliament are entrusted with significant responsibilities, including controlling public finances, holding the executive accountable, and passing laws. He cautioned that this mandate becomes compromised when lawmakers begin treating it as a personal commodity. So when the public begins seeing that these 276 persons that we have given the mandate to represent us and transact business on our behalf in parliament, hold our purse, hold the executive accountable, pass laws for us, and are doing that for themselves, have commodified that mandate we have given them and are trading in that mandate, he said. According to him, such conduct will not only damage the credibility of individual members of parliament, but also erode confidence in parliament as an institution. His comment comes amid a controversy involving the minority leader and that of Sami Jemfi, CEO of Gold Board. The allegation threatened and triggered a fierce political dispute between the minority leader and subsequently taking legal action. Mr. Fuseini said the issue should not be reduced to a dispute involving one politician. He argued that the broader concern was whether elected representatives were still prioritizing collective interests of the people who sent them to parliament. He said the allegation must therefore be viewed in the light of broader constitutional responsibilities of parliament and elected officials. The pursuit of personal interests at the expense of the public could undermine the constitutional promise of equal opportunity and national prosperity. So this is from former Minister of Lands and former Member of Parliament for Tamale Central, Mr. Inusah Fuseini. He's questioning whether the members of Parliament or the people we have taken our time to vote for and represent us in Parliament, whether they are truly doing their work or they are there for their personal interest. He's given this comment because there have been instances where some of these members of parliament behave out of the box. When I say out of the box, sometimes they behave as if they've forgotten their mandate, they've forgotten who they are, and they've forgotten the role they're supposed to play. And so it raises a lot of questions of whether these people are the same people we voted for to represent us in parliament. Now, parliamentarians are supposed to enact laws. They're supposed to judge on issues, lobby, and ensure that their constituencies are being developed, their people or their constituents live in comfort. When I say in comfort, it doesn't mean like maybe you just having comfort, but the things around you that will make you get comfort. Example has to do with you getting good roads, as schools in that constituency being well built and equipped. Students don't have to walk like 1,000 miles, 10, 15 miles just to get a school where they can study. A constituency where they have a well-equipped hospital. This is what our representatives are supposed to do. Not to go to parliament, be fighting, arguing on unnecessary issues. We've seen instances where even our parliamentarians fight in parliament to the extent that they they destroy properties belonging to the state. In as much as they are there to enact laws, whatever is being there, whatever they are using to enact their rules or execute their mandate is the state money. It's some money that is being used to board that. And he's purposely saying this based on the issue that transpired earlier between the minority leader and CEO of Gold Board. Now, this issue is not an issue that we need to sleep over. It's an issue that needs to be thoroughly investigated. But you see, the question still remains on whether our representatives are there because they have the interests of the people at heart. Are they there because they are willing to fight for their people? They are willing to speak on behalf of their people. If these representatives are not that important, I know very well that I think everybody will be in parliament to speak for themselves. But because we know that these representatives are so important, they are valuable, that is why we vote for them to, represent us in parliament. But in a case where it looks as if they are doing opposite of what they're supposed to do, it raises a lot of questions and speculations. And that is why questions are being asked all over. Sometimes the conduct of these parliamentarians raise a lot of questions. It raises a lot of doubt. And then you sit back, you ask yourself, are these the same people you voted for? Yes, we understand the fact that our leaders need to account. Yes, we understand the fact that they need to act as watchdog to ensure that their colleagues are doing the right thing. We understand that perfectly well. But how do we go about it? How do we do it? There are instances where Parliament is enacting laws and then one party stage a walkout. That is not what we want. You might be in disagreement with whatever the other party is bringing on board. But to walk out, it is extreme. You can equally sit down, bring your views on board. Yes, you have the right to disagree. No one is saying you don't have the right to disagree. You have the right to disagree. If you feel like whatever this party is bringing on board is not going to help the parliament, it's not going to help the people of Ghana, it's not going to help your constituent, you have the sole right and mandate to disagree. But to the extent of staging a walkout, briefing the press, you can brief the press uncountable times, 1,001 times. But if you're still refusing to right your wrong, we will still be marking time. And that is what we are calling for. We voted for you there to represent us, to work on our behalf. In fact, I wouldn't say you are not doing well because that job is not that easy. The shoes your legs are being fixed into are not that easy. But you can as well make it easy. You can make it easy. But here lies the case all the time. We keep speaking about one thing. We keep mentioning the name of one person. That is bad and that is out of the box. And that is why sometimes we need to call our leaders to order. We need to align their steps, not in a way that they don't know what they are doing, but sometimes it looks as if they are off guard. They're representing us. That doesn't mean that we need to keep quiet and then fold our arms when things are going wrong. No. We gave you the power. We entrusted the power into your hands. And so if things are not going right, we also have the right. We also have that mandate to call you out and tell you that this and that you're doing is not going to help us. It's not going to help the constituency. It's not going to help the country as a whole. Our parliamentarians need to sit up. They need to sit up. Sometimes the jobs they give to themselves is even bad. And then you sit yourself and you ask yourself questions. Are these parliamentarians? Are these the people we call leaders? Are these the people we voted for? A lot of questions keeps popping up in our mind. Well, some people might not voice it out, but you have no idea. And that is why most of them will relax till, it is time to change hands. When I say change hands, you understand. It is time to bring in new people, like vote. Then you see them bringing in new people. But I don't know whether you've noticed this. Our parliamentarians have, they have two tonations when they are speaking. They speak with a different tonation when they need the power, and then they speak with a different tonation when they get there. Sometimes I wonder whether when they get there, is it a different aura that is controlling the whole atmosphere? And then when they get to their constituency, it's a different issue. The interest of the people needs to come first. That is why you are there. And trust me, when you have the interest of the people at heart, whatever you are doing, you'll be very, very cautious. Even if you want to do something awful, you know that no, my constituents are watching me. The people I'm leading, they are watching me. The issue becomes out of hand when the same people that are supposed to correct this representative are backing them. Then it becomes so worse. And we see that countless time. When these same citizens that are supposed to call their leaders to book, they are supporting them. Why? Because they'll be given a tip. They'll be given something to buy porridge the next day. What we are calling for is that the right thing needs to be done. So long as you are there in parliament, it means your people have seen that credibility in you. They've seen that competence in you, and they know you can deliver. But when you get there and then you are doing opposite of what you're supposed to do, it raises a lot of questions. So please, parliamentarians, we are begging you. It is time to right your wrong. Thank you for making time with me on the Discord.